Oh, I'll just go and grab a block. Right then. Geraldine, can you just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me all right? Thank you very much. Okay, let's just start off lying down with the feet slightly apart. Have a block nearby, and if you're using anything else like a bolster or a cushion, have that nearby as well. And with your feet wide on the mat, let your knees rest together. Elbows stay on the floor and let your hands rest on your abdomen. Slight tuck of the chin so the back of the neck is long. Relax the weight of your head, relax your two shoulders, the back of both hips. Let yourself in this position feel completely supported so you don't need to engage anything. And just tune into the flow of your breath as it rises with the inhale and falls with the exhale. Abdomen rising into your hands as you inhale. Abdomen falling from your hands as you exhale. A few more rounds like that. Use your exhales to release any surface tension that you're aware you're holding on to. The starting point for letting go. See if the flow of breath can continue through your nose. And then if you can bring your knees towards your chest, one hand on each knee and guide them in a circular movement so they go apart and together, apart and together. Then change direction. Your knees are guided by your hands, so when they go in the furthest away point of the circle, your arms are at full extension. And then can we go one each way? So one knee moves away from you, one knee moves towards you, and then they circle round. When they come to center, they switch direction. The other knee goes away, the other one comes towards you. Circling round. One more. And then knees even, both feet to the floor. Take your block flat under your bottom. Use a cushion if not. And then just take a full body stretch. Arms and legs go extended out. You can point your toes up to the ceiling so that your heels or the back of the heels work their way flatter to the floor. The Achilles, the back of your foot. And then your arms, palms upwards, and let the back of your arms go heavy to the mat. Take a couple more breaths. Feel long in the front line of your body. And then by having the feet flexed, we get a little bit of length in the back line of the body too. Another breath there. In and out through the nose, nice and smooth. Still being aware of the rise and fall of your breath. Your feet are going to come in flat to the floor. Lift the tailbone. Slide the block out from under. As you come down, turn onto whichever side's easiest and make your way to sitting. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Press the fingertips out wide so that you've got something on the ground to help support you as you elevate up through the sides of the body, lifting slightly in the breastbone and dropping into your sit bones. And then the right leg is going to spin so that the knee comes to the sole of your left foot or the heel of your left foot. Yeah, so the right leg is now out to the side. And then take your right hand onto your left hand. You might even take your hands back a bit further, maybe off the back edge of your mat. So you're twisting. Leaning slightly over into your hands, but your arms are straight, your spine is straight. You can feel this twisting action in your belly and just below the diaphragm. Chest is turning toward the direction your fingers point. As you come back to center, turn on the right leg so that the foot comes back in again. And then go to the other side, so the left knee turns in. Hand on the floor, twist. You're pressing down into your hands so that the shoulders draw down. Just like you did when you drew the chin in when you were lying on your back. You want the back of the neck to feel long by slightly drawing the chin in. As your left hand comes back round, soles of the feet come back together again, and you're upright. Press into your fingertips, lift, and then bring your hands either onto your knees, your shins, or maybe onto the floor by the sides of the feet, and bow forwards towards the feet. Keep the back of the pelvis pointing down as you arch forwards. Make your way back up again. Once more, spin on the right leg so the knee comes to the left heel. Turn, hand on top of hand, twisting in the belly. As you come back into center, the right knee lifts and it's going to step across in front of your left shin. This left leg, which is behind the right heel, can stay where it is, or you can bring the heel towards your right buttock. Keep your foot there, so you've got the knee on the left, your foot on the right. And then lift tall, wrap the left arm around your right leg, or hand holding the knee if you prefer. Just a nice open, simple twist. Often this is done with the foot crossed over, so having the foot uncrossed like that just makes it a bit more spacious. Spine is very vertical, but you're turning on a central axis. Look forwards, and then the right shin is going to cross in front of your left shin, so they're lining up with each other. And the toes point forwards. Fingers out wide again, get nice and long through the sides of the body, and then start to walk your hands forwards into a bit of a forward bend, keeping the sit bones anchored down as you bend from your hips. If you get to a point where you could have your forearms on the floor, then pop your forearms on the floor in front of your shins. Sense that the neck is elongated in the direction of the spine. So neither the front or the back of the neck have gone into an excessive flexion or extension. Walk your hands back in again. And place the feet on the floor, toes slightly turned out. See if you can press into your hands behind you and just lift your bottom. Send the bottom forwards a little and then back down. Soles of the feet together. Left knee to right heel. Right hand behind, twist left hand on top. Just work your way around to the fullest point of that twist. As you come forwards, the left foot goes in front of your right shin. We can either keep the right leg there or you can bring the right heel towards your left buttock. And then right hand holding the left knee or arm coming around the leg. Turn on the central vertical axis of the body as you gaze over the back shoulder. Try keeping your left foot flat on the floor so it guides the knee to be upright. As you come back to center, left shin's going to cross in front of your right shin, feet flex, toes forwards. Fingers out wide, wriggle long. So you feel a downward action through the pelvis and the legs, and then a forward action from the spine. Again, you could just walk your hands accordingly or lower your forearms in front of the shins. if that deeper option's available to you. And then walk your hands back in again. Lean back into your hands slightly, place the feet flat to the floor. This time as you lift your bottom, try and shift forward so the weight's in your feet and come into a squat. You're on the long edge of your mat, so your feet are near the front long edge of your mat. Bring your hands into a prayer position. So we're in a yoga squat. Lift the breastbone, relax the shoulders back and down. Just placing your hands on the floor in front as you straighten your legs out and turn your toes forwards. Keep your feet a bit wider than your hips. Take your hands behind you and see if you can interlace your fingers on your lower back. Roll your shoulders away from your ears or away from the ground. And then maybe your arms can straighten up toward the sky. Maybe your legs straighten out a bit more. But then maybe you stay with your arms on your back and maybe you stay with your knees more bent. For those who are nice and open in the shoulders, you could try bringing the heel of your hands together. Bring your arms to your back and then toward the floor and roll your spine up. Your feet are still on the front edge of the mat. When you come up, roll the shoulders back. Take your arms up, catch hold of your right wrist and step your right leg to the back line of the mat behind the left leg. Press your hips over to the right, lean to the left. And then up to center, both feet come forwards again. Step the left leg back, catch hold of your left wrist, lean to the right. See if you can lengthen all the way down the left side of your body. Feel a stretching on the outer skin of the left hip. Step back up so your feet are both pointing forwards again and bring your arms all the way down. And then we're going to bring the feet in together. Let's take a little balance here. So start off with your feet connected and then close your eyes and feel your toes gripping the ground just a little bit more and feel that grip go all the way back into the center point of your heel. So your feet creating a broader, more connected space to the ground beneath you. Engaging the lower legs up into your knees, engaging your thighs, engaging your abdomen as the abdomen feels like it lifts nice and long in the lower back. Engage slightly in the buttocks. Shoulders roll back and feel nice and tall and strong and steady right up to the top of your head. Open your eyes, keep that same balance and strength in your right leg. Turn the left knee out for tree pose. Foot can be on inner calf or inner thigh. And then hands come to a prayer. Keep that one leg standing proudly, like it's really proud of the body it's holding upright. So you feel your body lifting, your heart lifting, your head lifting. Bring your left knee forwards, catch hold of your left foot and point the knee straight down to the floor and keep your right hand on the center of your chest and hold that there. Knee pointing down, chest lifting up. And then release the left foot down so your feet connect together again. Spread out the toes and release your arms and come back to closed eyes. It's feeling like whatever was going on around you, whether there was a strong wind blowing you or someone nudging you and pushing you, you'd remain strong and steady from your core. Open your eyes, keep that same strength in your left leg as your right knee turns out or foot up to the inner thigh. Hands to prayer. As the hands join together in prayer, press them lightly and feel that as a symbol where the rest of your body, the outside of your body, pressing into the center line, the central axis you grow taller on. As your knee comes forwards, catch hold of your ankle and the left hand on the center of your chest. Try and angle the right knee to point down as if the lower leg is still stood beneath it, down to an imaginary right foot. So knee down, chest up. Release that side. Take your arms out wide and step your feet as wide as your hands. We'll take a warrior two on each side. So feet nice and wide. Spin the left heel a bit wider so the left hip rotates in slightly. Then turn your right foot all the way out to the short end of your mat. Level your hips like your shoulders and then bend into your right knee. Look over your right arm. Keep your shoulders directly over your hips. Keep that back leg firm like it was when you had your eyes closed. Breathing in and out through your nose for 2. For 1. Straighten your right leg and bring your hands to your hips while you change the feet round. So you're going to turn so that the left foot turns to the short end and the right heel spins wide. And then the hips level, arms out. As you bend into the left knee in line with the left ankle. Good. We've got a slight turn in with the right hip, but we're keeping them level. Firmly pressing back in the right leg. 2. 1. On your inhale, straighten your leg out. Turn both feet forwards. Bring your hands back onto your hips. Check your feet are level. And inhale, open the chest, elbows wide. Exhale, slowly bend forwards. As your chest goes down, you feel like the tailbone lifts up. Place your fingers on the floor initially. And as you're there, look out towards your feet and check that both feet are pointing forwards. The knees are engaged. Then you engage into your core. Then bow a little deeper and interlace your hands behind your back. Straighten them up toward the sky and let them come up and over. Keep trying to turn your knees wide because they'll have a tendency to want to turn in. So think of your kneecaps trying to turn out more. Come halfway up so you can place your hands back onto the floor underneath your chest and walk your hands around towards your right foot, pivoting round on both feet as you do so. And lower the back knee. We're going to take pigeon pose on the right side. So walk your foot to behind the left hand and lower your right knee down behind the right hand. You can adjust the angle of the right shin depending on how your knee feels. Slide the left leg back a bit further until your hips feel level. Come right up onto your fingertips and get long as you lift the chest with an inhale. And then lower down onto your forearms as you exhale. Holding here for 5 breaths. Press slightly down into your front shin and draw the right sit bone as if it's trying to pull back. The back foot can be pointed or tucked depending on how it feels on the back knee. 2. 1. We're staying on the forearms. Point your left fingers to your right elbow. So you've turned the left forearm. And then bring your right hand onto your right hip and take a little twist. Turning your chest toward the right. Come back onto both forearms, then straight arms. And lift. So when you lift, you're going to step the right leg back into a plank position. Push out through both heels. Lower your knees to touch the floor and then bend your arms so you lower all the way down to the ground. Take your arms down by your side. The shoulders, and as the shoulder blades narrow in the back, interlace your hands behind the small of your back. Try keeping the arms slightly off the back and lift everything up off the ground. Then stretch out through each individual toe a little more. So it feels like your toes are stretching from the top front of your thighs, right down the legs to the toes. Narrow your waist a little. Another breath. Lower your hands and legs to the floor and push from child's pose into downward facing dog. Feel the front of your legs from the front of your ankles, up your shins, past your knees, into the hip creases. The whole front line of your legs lifting and pressing back. Not actually lifting away from the floor, but the skin is lifting upwards along the bones. Keep both hands spread and firmly planted on the floor. Lift your right leg up in the air and step your right foot directly between your hands. Walk your hands around to the long edge left side of the mat so your feet pivot round with you. Inhale, stretch your chest forwards, and then walk your hands around toward the left foot for pigeon. So your left foot goes behind the right wrist, and lower the left knee behind the left wrist. And again, adjust the angle of the shin according to your knee and hip comfortability. Come onto your fingertips, inhale. And then lower forwards onto your forearms as you exhale. Forearms pointing forwards. And again, feel that nice neutral evenness in the lines of your neck, which continue from the line of your torso. There's a little bit of press down into the front shin so that you can draw the left sit bone as if it's trying to pull back. 2, 1. Now your right forearm points to the left forearm and the left hand comes onto your left hip to twist. Feel it gets you a little bit deeper in that left buttock or somewhere around the left thigh and in the front of the right hip. Back onto both forearms, straight arms, lift, plank position. Line your shoulders over your thumb joints. Get long in your legs, long in your torso, long in your neck. The crown of your head pointing at the whole line angle of your body. Knees can touch the floor and then lower all the way down. Let's try arms without interlacing the hands. Arms down to your chest. Point. Lift your arms, your arms, but with the hands, arms first. In. And keep the shoulders rolling back to help lift the arms up. Now your shoulders roll back and lengthen right down to the fingertips. And your legs lengthen you all the way to the toe tips. Narrow in the waist. Lighter on your tummy. Another breath. Lower down. Downward dog. Let your head relax. Gaze without any specific objective in your gaze other than to be open with your eyes. But there's not one particular thing catching your attention. There's just almost like a vacant distance to your gaze. Now the left leg lifts. Step the left foot directly between your hands. Walk your hands around to the long edge of the mat. Come onto your fingertips with a flat back. And then heel toe your legs in narrower so you can come back to a squat position. Hands come to prayer. And lower your bottom to the floor. Use your hands behind if you need to. And bring the soles of your feet together. We're going to take a block or a cushion behind and come into a back bend. So you're going to have it so it's behind the lower to mid back. And if your head doesn't touch the floor, it means that you're up too high. So you'll want to put either something smaller or something underneath your head. So essentially, when you go back, soles of the feet stay together. You're lying back over your support and your head should be able to comfortably make it to the floor. And if it can't, then adjust so that you've got both bottom and head touching the floor. Rearrange the block underneath so it feels comfortable on your skin. See how it feels, and if quite quickly you feel it's too high or too low, make your adjustments because we're going to then stay here and hold this as a yin pose. Please feel free to adjust where you put your arms. They could be by your side, out wide, or overhead. If the legs in butterfly don't feel happy like that, then straighten your legs out. Even though there won't be as much movement in your breath this way, still sense the expansion of the inhale, slight rise, the release of the exhale. Good. See if you can relax any resistance. Wrap yourself in. Start to listen to the quietness that can be within us. Often the resistance is a form of blockage, just like the noise is a form of blockage. And we want to really let ourselves in a yin pose. So as you breathe, feel like your breath is accessing resistance both physically and mentally. And just kindly offering it a way out, a way of release, a way to create a clearing. A few more moments here. And to come out of it, you hold your head first, lifting your head up, and then your arms go to the floor to support you the rest of the way up. And sit in a way that's just comfortable for you to pause a moment. Sit in a way that's quite neutral, and notice the neutralizing of the back bend. Just feel how that is, become more sensitive to what's going on within. We're just going to hold a couple of 1-minute pauses. So turn onto one hip and have your block or cushion to the side. Bolster as well is fine. And then as you lay down over your bolster, whatever you're using, it's going to be on the side of the rib cage. And then your bottom arm is in front of you or underneath for your head to rest on, depending on how high you are. And your top arm can extend up and over. So your top ribs are opening. And if you want to make it a bit deeper, the top leg stretches back slightly. Position the block so that it's in a comfortable position underneath the side ribs. Somewhere just below your armpit, probably. Maybe the bottom hand can just gently hold onto the top wrist like you're making a bracelet and gently ease the arm over a bit more. Try not to let your top shoulder roll forwards. Keep the top arm ideally in line with your ear or just behind your ear. Relief, hand on the floor in front of you and push your way up, knees are back together. Take it to the other side. Doesn't matter which way you turn, as long as you're on the other side. So again, having it at the right height, just underneath the side of your rib cage. Takes a little moment just to get it in a comfortable spot. Bottom arm can extend to your head, or you can put a block there if you prefer. And top arm coming up and over. You can't extend your arm all the way over, maybe just put your fingertips to your head. And then I like to add the extra bit where the top knee shifts back a bit further and drops to the floor. If you want to make that little wrist bracelet, then go ahead. Feel how your breath accesses this space you open in your body. Like it's excited to get into new spaces, new openings. Eager to flush some life force energy through there. Release your wrist, bring your hand onto the floor in front. And push your way up, knees are together. So I'm going to take a forward bend, so have both legs straight out in front. And then just make sure your sit bones are both even on the floor. And if you've got a bolster, you could have it up long ways and rest your head forwards on there so your head's supported. If you're going further than that, your bolster might go flat in between the legs or over the legs. Or you could use a block over your between your legs for your head to rest on. Or you could take your head to your legs if you're going down that far. And see if you can relax your arms, close your eyes. We're going to go for 3 minutes. If you can go in deeper, then lengthen through your spine to go further down. So that the further down doesn't become just a collapse in the spine, but it's coupled with a lengthening. Nothing becomes overly squashed inside. Feel how there's intelligence in your breath, which is trying to do that. Your inhale is trying to lengthen you. And your exhale is trying to encourage you to let go. Inhale for space. Exhale for deepening, for serenity, for calm. Just see where you're taken. Not any particular outcome you're looking for, but just a curiousness. When you practice these principles of yin, to find your edge, become still, and to slip into time where you're in no hurry to come out. And just notice you're not trying to get somewhere, but you're observing where you go. Last full breath. Make your way up. And it can be really nice in Shavasana to have your knees supported up with the bolster underneath. When you lie down onto your back, if you prefer to come to a knock-kneed position as we started, then feel free. Otherwise, legs can extend flat or over your bolster. Let your arms relax, palms up. Take up a bit of space with your arms. That's everything. deep breath in. A long breath out. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Bend your legs, feet flat to the floor and turn to your side. Make your way up. Arms together. Right, to give thanks to the bird orchestra in the background. I hope you got that in Savasana there. It's so active here at the moment. So thank you so much for joining. Namaste. The bird.